And a very pleasant good morning, baseball fans, and welcome to an early edition of Henley Baseball on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com. Today, coming to you from legendary Kiger Stadium in Klamath Falls as we get ready for the Hornets taking on the Klamath Union Pelicans in a Skyline Conference matchup. Hello, everybody. My name is Josh Eldridge. So glad to be with you on a fine Saturday morning. Blue skies ahead, and we're playing here early, and it should be a fantastic one between two conference rivals. The Hornets enter play today 10-0 in conference play. They're 18-1 overall. Klamath Union, they're 4-14 overall, 3-7. But the Pelicans still very much in the hunt for a postseason berth. We'll give you an idea of what that looks like for Klamath Union and what the future might hold for Henley as we continue our pregame coverage. Of course, we'll take a little bit more of a look at the Skyline Conference standings and find out the starting lineups today, and of course, get ready for first pitch from Kiger Stadium on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place that feels as good as home. And then I heard your voice, I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars. There are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, the retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Just a few minutes away from Henley baseball this afternoon as the Hornets are taking on the Klamath Union Pelicans in a crosstown Skyline Conference matchup. Let's take a look at the Skyline Conference standings as we have them this morning. Henley sits atop the league 10-0 in conference play, 18-1 overall. Hidden Valley second to them, 8-2 in league play, 14-5 overall this season, then followed by these Klamath Union Pelicans. They're 3-7 in league play, 4-14 overall on the year. Phoenix and Mazama round out the league, but 3 postseason positions in play for the Skyline Conference. The top 2 get an automatic bid to the 16-team playoff, and 1 more has an opportunity to play in. Klamath Union was able to sew up that spot last year, and as of today, they sit in a pretty good position to do that as well. So searching to be competitive against the Hornets today, the number 1 team in the state. Let's take a look at who's around Henley in the statewide top 10 in the 4A classification. Of course, we mentioned Henley tops the list, followed by Scappoose. North Marion is ranked 3rd. Junction City is number 4. Crook County is ranked 5th, followed by Pendleton. Marist is number 7. The Dalles is ranked 8th, followed by Philomath. And the Hidden Valley Mustangs have found their way into the top 10 as well. Their Skyline Conference rival showing up and showing what they're worth around the state. Just a couple of minutes away from first pitch today, we'll introduce you to the starting lineups as our head coaches meet at home plate. And we'll start with the visiting Henley Hornets. Leading off and in center field is Peyton Price. Connor Shively is catching and batting second. Aiden Hayes hits third at shortstop, followed by the cleanup hitter and third baseman Mark Carpenter. Bo Pyle on the bump today for Henley. He bats fifth, followed by the second baseman Max Price. Owen Harper starting at first base today, batting seventh, and Lane Frank in right field. Rounding out the Henley order is Luke Austin in left, and they're going up against Chase Connect on the mound for Klamath Union. We'll take a closer look at him once the Pelicans take the field. But starting lineup for KU today, leading off and in center field is Brandon Jones, followed by the first baseman Ryan Glidden. PJ Safford bats third and is catching, followed by Braden Dawson hitting cleanup and in right field. Tilden Kaufman gets the start at short today, batting fifth, followed by the pitcher, Chase Connect. Jamar Quaylar bats seventh in left field. Jack Everett hits eighth at second, and Donovan Jones, the designated hitter today, will hit ninth. As I mentioned, they'll go up against Bo Pyle this morning for Henley. Just a couple of minutes away from first pitch, so we'll step aside one last time on 104.3 and 960 Sports.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see two things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys, and I want to see my high school. And those are the two memories that stick out the most to me.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars, there are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, to retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Klamath Union Pelicans taking the field this morning, getting set to take on your Henley Hornets. And today for Klamath Union, wearing their red tops and red caps, white pants, and the red pinstripe down the side. Talked about Chase Connect on the mound for Klamath Union. Since league plays began, he's led the team in innings pitched, 17 and 2/3 innings pitched. This will be his fourth start of league play. He enters with a 1-1 record for his decisions this year and an ERA of 6.34. And again, going up against a Henley order with multiple hitters that are ranking towards the top of the conference in a number of statistical categories. You look at guys like Connor Shively leading the league in batting average, on-base percentage. Peyton Price is right there with him in those numbers. Obviously, Mark Carpenter has taken the world by storm with his power swinging this year, RBIs and home runs. He's leading the league in those numbers as well. And just a couple of minutes away from this first pitch. Henley today will be wearing their road navy blue uniforms with their gray pants and the Henley written across their chest, the yellow trim around the navy blue letters. Hornets today coached by Mr. Joe Tacchini, and Sean Teeters listed as associate head coach, and his assistants Marvin Rosser, Craig Connor, and Pete Whistler. And Coach Michael Overstreet of the Klamath Union Pelicans, assisted by his son Josh Overstreet. Leading off this inning for Henley, of course, they're top of the order in the top of the first inning. It's Peyton Price, Connor Shively, and Aiden Hayes. Set up the KU defense for you in a moment as Peyton Price gets ready to step up late again. Here earlier than normal today. It looks like it gets started right about on time at 10 a.m., but here early, originally a scheduled first pitch at noon, but issues getting the umpires around the county today, so wanted to make sure we can get these games in early so that way these umpires can go officiate different games later on in the afternoon. And we are just about ready for baseball today from Kiger Stadium. All right, Peyton Price in the box. Chase Connect delivers the first pitch. It'll be taken high for a ball, and that is how we get things started. Just about right on time today. And beautiful blue skies. 43 degrees at first pitch, but always chilly in the morning here in the basin. Should warm up as the day goes on. The 1-0 found the inside part of the plate to Peyton Price. A 1-1 count to the Henley center fielder. This season, Price is batting .396. The 1-1. That'll be taken for a strike. Nice find there in the portion of the zone for Chase Connect. Has him in front of Peyton Price. Here's the 1-2 home. Price lines one into center field. That will get down for a leadoff single here in the top of the first. Price a big turn around first, but he'll stay there and take the single, get things started today. That'll bring up Connor Shively. I mentioned him, league leader in batting average, .531 this season. He has been remarkable this year. 34 base hits in the 19 games that Henley has played this season. They check Price over at first, but he's there. Takes a big secondary lead on the pitch that misses outside. 1-0 to the left-handed hitting Shively. Around the diamond for Klamath Union, P.J. Safford's behind the plate. Quaylar at third, Tilden Kaufman at short, Jack Everett at second, and Ryan Glidden at first. We'll get you the outfield after this. The 1-0 on its way from Connect is offered up at and missed by Shively, a ball and a strike to the Henley catcher. From left to right for Klamath Union, it's Quaylar, Jones, and Dawson. And the center fielder, Jones, playing shaded well left. And Shively can be an opposite field hitter. In fact, most of his hits this season have come to the opposite field. He's not really going to pull it to right all that much, but there is a fairly large gap in right center field. The 1-1. Shively underneath that one. A ball and 2 strikes now to Shively. Connect comes set, delivers the 1-2. That pitch misses outside. Looked like it was a pitch out. And trying to see if anything is cooking with Price over there at first. And Price, he has 3 stolen bases this season. He's been successful on every attempt, but not the threat you'd think over there at first. Shively goes down swinging. That'll be the first out of the inning. And that'll bring up Aiden Hayes. Hayes this season has primarily hit out of the 3-hole, although he did lead off back on Thursday against Phoenix. But for the season, Hayes batting .429. First pitch is going to miss high and in. 1-0. Outfield now playing more straight up for the right-handed hitting Hayes. Connect comes set with the 1-0. And he delivers. Taking off from first is Price. Pitch is called a ball. Safford's throw is high and winds up off the glove of the shortstop Kaufman into center field. Price is going to wind up at third. And now runner 90 feet away with just one out in the top of the first. The 2-0 on its way to Hayes. Rips it down past the shortstop Kaufman. Nicks off his glove and into left field. That will score Price. Headed for second is Hayes, and he will get in there standing. Give Hayes an RBI double, and Henley leads now 1-0. That'll bring up Mark Carpenter. I mentioned he's been having one heck of a junior season also. He's got 6 home runs on the year, leads his team in RBI this year with 34, and also hitting .417. He's all around been very good this season. Here's the first pitch to Carpenter. 5 of Carpenter's 6 home runs have come in league play, as he saved his best for when these games truly matter. Ahead in the count now, 1-0. Connect set. The second baseman, Everett, trying to keep Hayes honest over there at second base, and the pitch home misses outside. Oh, that was called a strike. 1-1. Again, Everett holding the runner at second. Kaufman at short, playing fairly straight up. And Carpenter will take a strike on the inner third, 1-2. Already one out in the inning. It was Connor Shively who struck out. Carpenter, through all of his work this season, if you were to knock him for anything, it might be that he strikes out third most on the team, although he makes up for it with the power bat otherwise. We'll see how he approaches this 2-strike count. The 1-2. That'll miss high. 2-2 now to Carpenter. Around the exterior here at Kiger Stadium, 325 down either line, 350 to left and right center, 385 to dead center field. The 2-2 pitch to Carpenter. He chops the ball foul. Count remains 2-2. With the runner at second base, it's Hayes and one out in the top of the first. Henley leads 1-0 over Klamath Union. These will be the third and fourth meetings between these two teams this season. Previously, they played on April 9th and April 11th. The 2-2 to Carpenter is ripped well foul down the left field line. So again, we'll do it with 2-2. Klamath Union lost both of those previous matchups to Henley, 11-1 on April 9th and 35-2 on April 11th. There was a 25-run first inning that helped Henley to that lopsided victory. The 2-2. Carpenter pops one up but to first base. Glidden under it in foul territory. He will make the catch, and that'll be the second out in the inning. Hayes stays put at second. And that will bring up Bo Pyle, the starting pitcher today for Henley, getting to swing the bat a bit before he takes the mound. This season for Pyle, batting .310 and 14 RBI for him this season. Bats with the runner in scoring position. Hayes out there at second. His team already up 1-0. On deck for Henley is Max Price. Here's Connect set with the first pitch to Pyle. Looked to be the off-speed pitch, found the outside corner. Nice location there for Connect to get strike one on Pyle. Pyle is going to get plunked on the 0-1 pitch. He'll take first, and that'll bring up Max Price. Two runners on for Max, the Henley freshman. Hayes at second, Pyle aboard at first. Look at Price this season, batting .291. Takes a ball high, 1-0. Price, one of four Henley freshmen who've been getting heavy playing time. And I say four, it started out mostly just three himself. There was Carson Sims, Corbin Hamilton as well, but Ian Meyer has been getting some good playing time as well. Good to see some of these young guns for the Hornets being constant contributors for the team. Price now up in the count 3-0 against Connect. On deck is Owen Harper. Max Price this season has been good at working the walk. He's third on his team in base on balls. He's got 13 this season as he takes strike one there. Now 3-1. That'll be a strike as well as Connect found the inner portion of the zone to the right-handed hitting Price. He's placed that off-speed pitch nicely, not letting Henley get extended on it. The full count pitch is called strike three, and Connect got Price looking. That will end the inning. But the Hornets do score one on two base hits in the inning. They lead 1-0 as we go to the bottom half of the first on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see two things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys and I want to see my high school. And those are the two memories that stick out the most to me.
Getting ready for the bottom of the first inning in a 1-0 ball game. Henley leading Klamath Union early. And the first chance for Klamath Union to swing the bat, it'll be Brandon Jones, Ryan Glidden, and P.J. Safford do up this half. Of course, the top of the KU order going up against Bo Pyle for Henley. Take a look at Pyle this season. He leads the team in innings pitched, 32 2/3 innings. This will be his 8th start of the season. For his decisions this year, he is 4-0 and an ERA of 3.0 even. And most recently saw him on Thursday against Phoenix. It was a game that had started on Tuesday and was rained out, and so they resumed it on Thursday. He worked a couple of innings in the game that he had started that was resumed, was swiftly replaced. So in terms of pitch count, he's about ready to go today. And it'll be Brandon Jones to bat now for Klamath Union. Leads things off for the Pels this afternoon. First pitch to him, grounded foul down the first baseline. Jones this season is leading the team in batting average since starting league play. He's hitting .409 on the year. The pitch taken low. A ball and a strike to Jones. And Pyle delivers. That one, ooh. 1-2. Looked to be a bit inside to Jones, but called a strike regardless. Pyle working quickly on the mound. Here it is, the 1-2. That's taken outside, no doubt about it. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pyle gets the sign from Shively, the other half of the Henley battery. It's a line drive, diving catch, it's short. My, oh my, Aiden Hayes flashing the leather to record the first out of the game. Well, with that, we'll introduce you to the rest of the Henley defense. We mentioned Shively behind the plate, Carpenter at third, Hayes at short, Max Price at second, Owen Harper at first. Luke Austin is in left field, Peyton Price in center, and Lane Frank in right. This brings up Ryan Glidden for the Pelicans. First pitch to Glidden is in the dirt, and 1-0 the count to him. Glidden this season batting .290 since starting league play. He does rank second on his team in doubles. So when he gets a hold of it, he can give it a ride. But for Glidden, getting a hold of it has been the issue this season. He leads his team in strikeouts at 13 since starting conference play. 2-1, the count to Glidden. And the pitch from Pyle is taken for a strike, a fastball, elevated and away, but in the zone to the Klamath Union first baseman. 2-2 the count to him, and Pyle delivers from the windup. That's taken outside. The count runs full now, 3-2 to Glidden. P.J. Safford waits on deck, the KU sophomore. And here's the pitch from Pyle. That is high heat, swung on and missed. Glidden frustrated, but he's down on strikes for the second out. And now P.J. Safford bats, batting .375 since starting conference play. Second on the team in hits over that span. Here's the pitch. Fouled off over towards the KU dugout. 0-1 the count to Safford. Safford, much playing time here at Kiger Stadium. Obviously, KU's home ballpark this year. So he gets ready for the 0-1. Taken outside 0-2. Safford also playing over the summer with the Falcons and a number of Henley teammates, including Connor Shively, Mark Carpenter, a couple of guys out there on the field right now. The 0-2, weak grounder out to second. Price up with it. He's going to fire onto first in time, and that will retire the side. The Pelicans go down in order, and they trail 1-0 to the Henley Hornets as we go to the second on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires.
Henley baseball continues to the top of the second inning. The Hornets visiting the Klamath Union Pelicans today. Owen Harper, Lane Frank, and Luke Austin due up this half as the bottom of the Henley order looks to get a rally started again. They lead 1-0. Chase Connect still on the mound for Klamath Union. And we are just about ready to get things started here in the second. Harper getting ready to step in now for Henley this season for Owen. He's batting .200. That's a steady improvement over the course of the year. Harper has worked hard to get back over that Mendoza line. Here's the pitch to Harper. It is taken for strike one. Started league play batting .087, but has slowly worked his way back up to 200. Here's the 0-1 to Harper. Flares it over to right field. That could be trouble behind first base, and that'll get down. A leadoff single here in the second inning for Harper. Puts him on first and brings up Lane Frank. Lane Frank batting now, was removed from the starting lineup on Thursday, but reinserted this morning, batting .297 this year. One thing you can say about Frank is generally he puts up good at-bats. This time lays a bunt down the third base line. Even if it doesn't result in a hit every time for Frank, he works deep in the count. He sees a lot of pitches. And he gets on base as well to a decent clip, .426 this season, his on-base percentage. Behind in the count 0-1 after laying down a bunt. We'll see if he tries it again as Cuellar now playing it on the grass, the third baseman. They make a move over to first, but back safely is Harper. Harper, couple step lead off first. Connect comes set with the 0-1. And here's the pitch. Frank offers up at and misses the changeup. Behind the count now 0-2. Connect delivers the 0-2. Flared foul over the grandstand here at Kiger Stadium. Back towards the Klamath County Fairgrounds, which are right behind us from home plate looking backwards. Our vantage point pretty much right behind home plate today, looking south out towards center field. The pitch, Frank is going to take that one 1-2. After Frank in the order, it's Luke Austin. Next set, moves over to first, but Harper again dives back safely. Look at Owen on the base paths this season. To my recollection, not really a threat to steal. No stolen bases, no attempts this season for Owen Harper. And Frank takes the 1-2 outside, 2-2. And certainly with 2 strikes, I imagine the bunt out of the question for Frank at the plate has been for some time. But Harper just a modest lead over there off first. Connect checks him, comes set, and delivers the 2-2. Frank fouls it off. And it's still 2-2. Again, puts up good at-bats. He just sees a lot of pitches. I believe this will be the 7th pitch of this at-bat. Here it is to Frank. That is swung on and missed. He goes down on strikes for the first out of the inning. And that'll bring up Luke Austin. Austin this season in the 9-hole for Henley, but second on the team in average, batting .500 this year. He's second in the conference in that metric as well coming into this week. Flares one foul behind first base. That'll get out of play. 0-1 to Luke Austin. Harper led off the inning with a single. Still over there at first. Connect comes set, delivers the 0-1 to Austin. Harper takes off. The pitch is in the dirt. Harper's going to get up standing. He moves ahead to second, and it's a 1-1 count to Austin. Good opportunity for Luke to try to extend this lead. 11 RBI on the season, although he doesn't have too many opportunities. He might take advantage of one here. Sends one to left. That'll get down fair. Harper's going to score. Austin's rounding first and headed for second. They'll go ahead and trade places out there, and Henley leads 2-0. Back to the top of the Henley order now for Peyton Price. Price so far today singled and scored a run in the first. Now an RBI opportunity for Price with Austin out there at second. First pitch to Price. Misses high, 1-0. Price again batting .396 this year. 13 runs batted in for him on the season. The 1-0. Lines one into center field. That's down for a hit. It looks like they're going to send Austin to score. The throw is close, but diving in safely is Luke Austin. And Price extending that single into a double on the throw. And Henley now leads 3-0. That was a good throw by Jones in center, but just a bit high. Safford couldn't get the tag down in time, even if the throw beat him. And Henley now in front by 3 runs. Connor Shively hitting now. He's 0 for 1 today. He struck out in the first. And Connect going to step off. Outfield again for Shively, shaded towards the left side. Shively, a good opposite field hitter. The pitch is in the dirt, 1-0. 3 base hits in the inning already for Henley have scored 2 runs. Here's the pitch. Hard grounder to first, underneath the glove of Glidden at first. Rounding third and headed home is Price. The throw is up the third baseline, so Price will score with ease. And an RBI single for Connor Shively. Price turning on the Jets and scoring from first on a ground ball. Henley leads 4-0. Still just 1 out in the inning. In steps Aiden Hayes, who hit an RBI double in his last attempt. Move over to first, winds up down the line. Shively's going to get up to second on the errant pickoff attempt. And now he's in scoring position for Hayes. Hayes again already 1 RBI today. That gives him 25 on the season. He is second to Mark Carpenter, trailing Mark by 9. Here's the pitch from Chase Connect. Hit sky high to deep center field. Going back is Jones, under it, and he will make the catch. Tagging from second, headed to third is Connor Shively. He'll get in standing. And 2 away, a runner at third for Mark Carpenter. Carpenter popped out his first at-bat in foul territory to first base, so 0 for 1 today, but a chance to rectify that with another run standing 90 feet away. Mentioned Carpenter, team leader in RBI, 34 this season. First pitch to Mark in the dirt. Safford doing a nice job of keeping it in front of him with that runner at third. A 1-0 count to Carpenter. Connect set. Delivers the 1-0. Here it is. That one's taken for a strike. Carpenter takes a pitch right down Main Street. He likes to kind of take a first strike often. Carpenter not a big first pitch swinger, so if you understand the scouting report, you can get ahead of him. But now even in the count 1-1, Carpenter sends a jolt in a 1 deep to left field. That one is gone. Carpenter, a 2-run blast, puts Henley up 6-0. Well, that's what happens if you go back to the middle of the zone if Carpenter's already seen it. He sent that one about 340 feet over the left field fence, and Henley now up 6. Bo Pyle bats now with the bases empty and 2 outs in the second inning. Pyle was hit by a pitch, was left stranded in the first. Here's the pitch from Connect. High and in, 1-0, the count to Pyle. Off-speed pitch fouled off. A ball and a strike to Pyle. Coach Sean Teeters issuing some wisdom onto Bo Pyle there at the plate. The 1-1. Lifted to right. Back is Dawson. And that will be over the head of Dawson in right. Rounding second and a big turn, but Pyle will stay there. And a 2-out double for Pyle brings up Max Price. So Max Price takes strike one. 0-1, and we're going to have a runner come in for Pyle out there at second. He's the pitcher, afforded a courtesy runner. It'll be Ryan Douglas standing out there at second now. The pitch misses outside, 1-1. Count to Price. 2 away in the top of the second inning. Henley leads 6-0. They do have a runner in scoring position with Price at the plate. And that pitch in the dirt, Safford keeps it in front of him, but it kicks off his chest piece in front of home plate and allows Pyle to advance to third. Obviously a ball in the dirt. 2-1 now the count to Max Price. He's the 9th Henley batter this inning. Hornets nearly hitting around here in the second. The pitch taken high, 3-1 to Price. Connect the right-hander. Comes set. 3-1. Hard grounder is going to be foul. Count is full, 3-2. The pitch. That one misses high and in, and Price had to duck out of the way of that one. Earns a walk, and that will bring up Owen Harper. He started this inning with a single and then came around to score. Good opportunity for Harper to try to keep a rally going. Big gap on the right side of the infield, with Glidden holding the runner at first and taking off his Price. He's going to get in there standing, so now Harper a golden opportunity. Behind in the count 0-1, but still a great spot with 2 runners in scoring position. Price at second and Douglas at third. Lane Frank waits on deck for Henley. The pitch. Off-speed pitch, started well out of the zone, but the big bender found the zone to Harper. That was a good pitch there by Chase Connect. Kind of a hanger. If Harper took a cut at that one, it could have gone the distance, but froze him up. Here's the 2-strike pitch. That one's hit into center field. Jones back a few steps, but underneath it, he will make the catch and end the inning. But the Hornets score 5. 2 of them come in a 2-run blast from Mark Carpenter. They lead 6-0 as we go to the bottom half of the second on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Bottom of the second inning, and Henley leads Klamath Union 6-0, but the middle of the KU order due up to try to spark a rally. Braden Dawson, Tilden Kaufman, and Chase Connect. Bo Pyle in his second inning of work set down the Pelicans in order in the first, got his bats back up, and they plated 5 in the top half of this inning. First pitch on the way to Dawson is taken for strike 1. Got to say, Henley's pitchers, generally speaking, work pretty quickly on the mound. They get the ball back, and they're ready to throw. Already an 0-2 count to Braden Dawson. Bo Pyle finds his rhythm out there, and he generally sticks with it. You can say the same about guys on that staff like Mark Carpenter as well. And, a pitch just missing outside on the 0-2. It's now 1-2 to Braden Dawson. Here's the delivery from Pyle. The 1-2 in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Braden Dawson. Here's the 2-2. One hop out to short. Hayes gloves it, fires across the diamond on a hop, but Harper plays it nicely to record the out. That'll bring up Tilden Kaufman, batting .333 since conference plays began. He is second on the team, tied for second on the team in doubles, as he takes ball 1 here low, and they count 1-0. Here's the pitch from Pyle. That is popped out of play behind home plate. Foul, a ball and a strike now to Kaufman. Here's the 1-1. Ground ball towards third, off the glove of Carpenter. He's sticking with it, but the throw will be late. It skips off the dirt past Harper, but Kaufman will stay there. And going to give Kaufman the base hit on that one. Tough play for Carpenter to make on an awkward hop. First base hit of the day for KU. Puts a runner aboard at first for Chase Connect. Pitch to Chase. Hit weakly behind shortstop. Hayes underneath it, and he'll put that one away for the second out. And now Jamar Quaylar to bat. Quaylar this season hitting $111. He's got 3 base hits this year, or at least since starting league play, in 27 at-bats. Quaylar, you talk to Coach Michael Overstreet of Klamath Union. He talks very highly of these 2 Quaylar brothers. Even though they are towards the bottom of the team in batting average, they're just good athletes, primarily football players, but wanted to be a part of this rebuild of the KU baseball program. And they're here, and they're playing ball this season as he takes 0-1. Because they're such good just general athletes, the Quaylars crack the starting lineup almost every time KU takes the field. Showing bunt, but a pitch taken outside, 1-1. One swung underneath and missed, a ball and 2 strikes. Pyle working out of the stretch, gathers the sign from Shively, comes set, checks the runner Kaufman at first, and strike 3 called against Jamar Quaylar, and that will end the inning. 1 base hit in the inning for Klamath Union, but they can't turn it into a run. They trail 6-0 as we go to the top of the third on 104.3 and 960 Sports and mybasin.com.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great. Participate!
Top of the third inning, and Henley's got Lane Frank, Luke Austin, and Peyton Price due up. That's 8, 9, and 1 in the Henley order. They lead 6-0 as we're in the top of the third. Chase Connect still on the mound for Klamath Union. And you look at how Klamath Union is listed in standings and registered with the OSAA. They're technically a co-op with Cross Point Christian School, but only one Cross Point Christian student is on this team, and it's Chase Connect. He was a former KU student that transferred to Cross Point for this school year, as he swings and misses. Frank does at a pitch that hit him. It'll be a strike, but Frank having to walk this one off. It looked like he might have been fooled on the pitch, but anyway, Chase said he wanted to play baseball, and Cross Point doesn't have a proper baseball program. So Klamath Union and Cross Point, they worked it out. Now technically a co-op, so other students other than Chase are welcome to come over and play from Cross Point Christian School, but he's the only one who's done it this season. It's a 1-1 count to Lane Frank. But in the process of rebuilding this Klamath Union baseball program, a once storied program, but has been in trouble the last few seasons, it's good that they are trying to expand and just get more kids in the program. And that's one of the many things that Coach Michael Overstreet has shared with us when we had him on our talk show earlier in the season, Ballin' in the Basin here on this station on 104.3 and 960 Sports. Talked about how important it is to keep kids into baseball, as Lane Frank sends one deep to left, and that will one hop off the wall. Frank going to get into second with a standing double to lead things off here in the 8th. You think about back years ago, and Klamath Union and Mazama, rivals here in the Basin. Henley has since surged up, had rivalries with Mazama, but it's good for the Klamath Basin. It's good for Oregon baseball when these three teams down here in the Basin are competitive and good. Henley, Mazama, and Klamath Union, of course. Pitch taken low, 1-0. Luke Austin bats now. He had an RBI double in the second inning. Here's the pitch from Connect. In the dirt. And 2-0 to Austin. Guy in the Henley dugout down there. We'll see if he's in the dugout. Sometimes he's roaming around as Luke Austin gets hit by a pitch there and will be awarded first base. Back to the top of the Henley order is Peyton Price. The guy I was looking for in the Henley dugout was Pete Whistler. He's been in the dugout for all three of the major baseball teams here in the Basin, plus the Falcons. Of course, he'll be coaching that team again this season, but was a player for Klamath Union through a lot of their really good teams back in decades ago. Was a head coach at Mazama in the 90s when they won state championships, and has been an assistant coach at Henley for a number of seasons as well. Peyton Price at the plate now for Henley. The pitch, he shows bunt, lays one down the third base line. A perfect bunt that just tilts foul. Man, that was a nice bunt, but the grass is so high in the infield here at Kiger Stadium. It hit the edge of the grass and kicked so hard left, it had no chance of staying fair. You look at the field, it's perfectly green and in pristine condition, but the infield is raised. It feels like maybe about an inch or so from the dirt, so that kind of stuff can happen. Makes it an 0-1 count to Peyton Price. Small lead off of second by Lane Frank. Even smaller lead by Austin off of first. The pitch home is in the dirt. Safford keeps it in front of him. It's a 1-1 count. On deck, Connor Shively for the Hornets. Henley leads 6-0 here in the top of the third. Move over to first, a nice throw, and Austin almost got caught flat-footed over there. Interesting, though, because Glidden wasn't even covering first to start the pitch because there's a runner in front of him. So that was a neat move there by Connect. Almost got Austin, But he is back safely, and a 1-1 count at the plate to Peyton Price. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. The elevated fastball had Price guessing 1-2. Price 2 for 2 today, a couple of singles. He scored 2 runs, also give him an RBI in the second. But again, behind in the count here, a ball and 2 strikes. Next set. Checks the runner at second, kicks and delivers home. Pitch in the dirt. It's going to kick away from Safford for a moment. Throw down to second is not going to get Austin. So advancing to third on the play was Frank. Again, Austin to second. That was a ball on the pitch. So 2-2 the count to Peyton Price. A couple of runners in scoring position now for the Henley center fielder. Connect. Gets the sign from Safford. Now comes set and delivers the 2-2. Hit to center field. Jones under it. Tagging from third is Frank. From second is Austin. And both guys will move up to the next base. That means that Frank will score. 7-0 Henley. 1 away in the inning, and that puts Luke Austin at third. A sacrifice fly and an RBI for Peyton Price brings up Connor Shively with 1 away and a runner at third. Shively today 1 for 2. He struck out in the first, singled in the second, and was left stranded. That ball misses wide. Pardon me, Shively was not left stranded. He actually scored on the 2-run Mark Carpenter home run. That helped Henley build this lead. Right now up 7-0. Here's the 1-0. Fisted foul down the left field line. Ball and a strike now to Shively. Shively leading the conference again, not only in batting average, but also on base percentage. Shively .630 for his on base percentage. Wow. To go along with team-leading batting average, he's also second on the team in walks. He's worked 15 free passes this season as he takes a ball down low. Count now 2-1. Pardon me, 3-1 to Shively. Here's the pitch from Kinnett. That one misses outside. Shively aboard on a walk. Runners at the corners for Aiden Hayes. And there's that ability to work the walk we talked about for Shively. That puts him in a tie for the team lead at 16. And that'll certainly improve the old on-base percentage. P.J. Safford, the catcher, captain of the infield, walks out, gives his team the signs, trying to tell him what to do in a situation where Shively could be on the move here. They make a move to look at Shively, and he's back safely. He is second on the team in stolen bases. He's got 8 this season and has only been caught stealing twice. Hayes at the plate today for Aiden. He is 1 for 2, an RBI double in the first inning, and he flew out in the second. At third, it's Austin. At first, it's Shively. And P.J. Safford going to come out and talk to his pitcher. It just seems like they're not on the same page and haven't been for a couple of minutes. With the pickoff moves and Safford coming out giving the signs, I think they just want to talk this over, and perfectly reasonable to do so. But now going their separate ways, and we should be just about ready to go. The pitch to Hayes. On the move is Shively. Pitch in the dirt. Safford's going to have to eat it. It's a 1-0 count, and 2 runners now in scoring position for Aiden Hayes. Connect delivers the 1-0. Hard grounder towards short. Kaufman up with it. He'll fire onto first in time for the second out. But that will score Austin from third. Henley leads 8-0. Second RBI of the day for Aiden Hayes. Just does his job there, so he'll get high fives from his team heading to the dugout. And that will bring up Mark Carpenter. You might remember his 2-run home run earlier as Coach Josh Overstreet heads out of the dugout for KU, just having a conversation there. Doesn't look like he'll be taking the ball, but a good time for us to remind you today that the reason that we're playing so early is because of a lack of baseball umpires in the Klamath Basin. So if you want to stay in shape and be involved in a sport you love and give back to the community, you might earn some money in the process as well. You should become an athletic official. Like I said, there's a shortage of officials, not only in baseball, of course, softball. There's a shortage of basketball referees, wrestling referees, football. I mean, every sport. Volleyball, I know they're looking for just about everything. So if you want to become an athletic official, visit osaa.org/officials for more information on how you can get registered. All right, conference on the mound with the whole infield in on it has concluded. And they're going to do an infield shift here against Carpenter. So the second baseman, Everett, playing sort of at shortstop here. The shortstop, Kaufman, playing shallow left field. And the third baseman, Quaylar, hugging the line. Carpenter lifts one behind first base. Glidden makes a play in the gap to retire the side. He goes against the shift, but the out is recorded anyway. And with that, the inning is over. Henley does score 2 in the inning on one base hit. They leave one stranded. They're up 8-0 heading to the bottom of the third on 104.3 and 960 Sports and mybasin.com.
Introducing Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Bottom of the third inning, due up for Klamath Union is going to be Jack Everett, Donovan Jones, and Brandon Jones. It is 8-9-1 in the Pelican order as they trail Henley 8-0. Again, in the bottom of the third inning, Bo Pyle still on the bump for Henley. He has pitched a few complete games this season. Let's see, Pyle has pitched 2 complete 7-inning games this year, but a number of 5-inning games where Henley has mercy ruled the other team. He's stuck around for it. Opponent batting average of .224. As an entire staff, teams hitting .181 against Henley this season. That is impressive. All right, Jack Everett to bat now for KU in the bottom of the third. Ball misses outside, 1-0, the first pitch from Pyle. Haven't seen too much of Everett this season. In fact, not a lot of teams have seen very much of him. He's slotted into the starting lineup today because of an injury to one of Klamath Union's players, their third baseman, Lamar Quaylar. Swung on and missed, 1-2. You know, you see Jack Everett in the field quite a bit, but this will only be his third at-bat of the season since starting league play. And he takes strike 3 called, and he's the first out of the inning. Talked for just a moment about Cuellar. He's got an injury that's allowed him to play in the field, but just not effective as a hitter right now, and that injury is hampering him, so that's why Everett's been inserted into the starting lineup. First pitch to Donovan Jones will be taken high, 1-0 this season for Jones. Still looking for his first hit in 12 at-bats. Even in the count now, a ball and a strike. Pyle delivers from the windup. And that'll be a strike called. 1-2. The 1-2. Taken low, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Donovan Jones. The designated hitter due up next, top of the order, is Brandon Jones. The 2-2. Taken, strike 3 called. A nice fastball on the outside part of the plate, called strike 3. A couple of strikeouts for Pyle, give him 4 on the day. And that, again, back to the top of the KU order, it's Brandon Jones. Jones batting .409 in conference play this season. And the pitch. Hopper out to short. Hayes gloves it, fires onto first in time. The Pelicans go down in order, 1-2-3. And we head to the fourth with Henley leading 8-0 on 104.3 and 960 Sports.
So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place home. And then I heard your voice. I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coldwell Banker, where home begins.
Top of the fourth inning, and Henley leads Klamath Union 8-0. Due up this half for Henley, Bo Pyle, Max Price, and Owen Harper. That's 5, 6, 7 in the Henley order. Pyle today has doubled and was also hit by a pitch. He'll get a chance to lead things off. With Henley up big early. It was 1 run in the fifth. Pardon me, one run in the first, 5 in the second, and 2 in the third for Henley. Here's the pitch. That is hit in the air towards right. Over is Dawson, and on the run, he makes the catch. So far for Henley, 8 runs on 8 hits, no errors. Klamath Union Pelicans, no runs on 1 hit and 2 errors. Henley has left 5 runners on base today. Klamath Union has left 1. Max Price to bat now, 0 for 1 today. He struck out and walked in 2 plate appearances. Takes strike 1 there. The off-speed pitch from Chase Connect found the lower part of the zone. Another off-speed pitch. That one will miss inside. A ball and a strike to Price. Connect set with it. Here's the pitch. Line drive to center field. That could find the right center field gap. On the run, Jones makes the catch. Almost collided with Dawson trying to go for it, but a nice play in the right center field gap to put that one away. And Owen Harper exits the Henley lineup. And Thomas Bakke to bat now for the Hornets. First pitch to Bakke is taken for a ball, 1-0. Take a look at Bakke this season, batting .281. And this will be his 33rd at-bat of the season. Even in the count of ball and a strike, Bakke takes strike 2. Bakke ready for the pitch from Connect. And swung on and missed. It's in the dirt. Safford up with it. He can't find the ball, but Bakke's going to race down the first base line. Safford thought he'd picked it up and just slipped out of his hands. So Lane Frank will bat now as the Hornets gifted another opportunity. Frank is 1 for 2 today. He struck out and doubled so far in the game, and actually it won't be Frank to bat. Looks like it's going to be Corbin Hamilton hitting for Lane. Hamilton this season, batting .316, ahead in the count 2-0. And Connect delivers. Hamilton fouls one straight back, 2-1. Hamilton, the right-handed freshman, waits for the 2-1. He's going to take the ball 3-1 inside. Looked like it might have been a little bit of a two-seam action there from Chase Connect. Broke back towards the right-handed hitting Hamilton. And the pitch. Fouled back again. The count runs full now, 3-2. Runner aboard at first is Thomas Bakke. We've got a bird stuck here in the net. Oh, no. Okay, it broke loose. That was crazy. It almost came in here and joined us. Full count pitch. Taken, strike 3 called, and that will end the inning. Hornets get one base runner but can't score a run. They do lead 8-0 as we head to the bottom of the 4-3 and 960 Sports.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars. There are houses and jobs.
Took a crazy hop off the infield grass, had some wicked spin and wound up past Bakke. A base hit for Glidden leads things off in the 4th. Wow, that was a ridiculous bounce in the turf. Runner aboard at first is Glidden. That brings up P.J. Safford. Safford 0 for 1 on the contest today, but KU looking to start a rally here in the 4th. Didn't allow Henley to score in the top half of the inning. This is a perfect opportunity. Safford takes ball 1 high. That pitch misses. 1-1 to Safford. Braden Dawson waits on deck. The 1-0. Fouled off. Pyle checks the runner at first before the pitch, and in fact checks him over there. Diving back safely was Glidden. 2 balls and a strike to Safford. Here's the pitch from Pyle. Misses high and in. 3-1. Piles set from the stretch, the 3-1. That's taken in the dirt, ball 4, and runner into scoring position for KU for the first time this morning. So Connor Shively to bat now. Shively struck out in the first, singled and scored in the second, and walked, was left stranded in the third inning. Move over to first. Douglas slides underneath the tag once more, back safely. Shively rips one into center field. Back is Jones, and that is over his head. That's going to be extra bases, and it might score Douglas. They're waving him around. Shively winds up at third standing. Douglas scores, and a triple and an RBI for Connor Shively puts Henley up 9-0. For Connor this season, that is triple number 2. Now tied for the team lead. Carpenter, Price, and Pyle also each have 2 triples. Here's Aiden Hayes with one away and a runner at third. Hayes takes ball 1, 1-0. The pitch is taken high. Now 2-0, the count to Aiden Hayes. Hayes today, he doubled in a run in the first, flew out in the second, and grounded out in the third, although it was an RBI in the third. So 2 for him on the day. Hits one to center field. Jones under it. Shively could be tagging. It's actually Kaufman who'll make the catch at short. And that, because it's an infielder, will keep Shively at third. Second out in the inning. And now that brings up Mark Carpenter. Carpenter 1 for 3 today, a couple of flyouts and a 2-run home run. Carpenter looking for an RBI, an opportunity if Henley scores that run to maybe end this game in the 5th inning. Here's the pitch to Carpenter. Ground ball towards short, past the glove of Kaufman and into left. An RBI single for Carpenter. Nobody was covering second. He almost got greedy, but he's going to stay at first with an RBI single. Henley leads 10-0. And that will bring up Bo Pyle. And they had the shift going. Carpenter hit right into the shift. It was Everett and Kaufman and Quaylar all on the left side of the infield. But Carpenter has hit that ground ball so hard that Kaufman dove for it. Everett reached for it, but it was just past him. We're also going to have Ian Meyer bat for Bo Pyle here, which means we'll likely see a new pitcher in the bottom half of this inning. Now, Meyer's been the guy I talked about earlier in the game. He's a sophomore, and he's been coming along pretty nicely as the year has gone on. This time rips a line drive into left. There you see it. Carpenter trying to stretch this one to third base. He's going to slide in safely. Runners at the corners for Carson Sims. So Coach Overstreet coming out. He'll take the ball from Chase Connect and will step aside as they decide who's going to be pitching the rest of this inning and the ball game. Henley leads 10-0 with 2 outs in the top of the 5th inning. There'll be runners at the corners, and we'll reset things for you on the other side. This is Henley Baseball on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
Comfortable and not corporate. At Klamath Subaru, we built our business on that simple promise. Well, that and some of the best people you're ever going to meet. Hi, I'm Rob Cedar, General Manager at Klamath Subaru. Our 62 employees make it easy for us to live up to our comfortable, not corporate philosophy. Friendly faces, easy answers, straight talk, fairness, and exceptional service. These are the things you expect. These are the things that all of our people deliver. Our management team, sales pros, certified service and body shop techs, lot attendants, and detail experts are all 100% focused on you. Local people putting their friends and neighbors first. At Klamath Subaru, that's the only way we do business. It's comfortable, not corporate. Our team members also spend hundreds of hours each year supporting local charities and events through the Subaru Love Promise. That's the kind of people they are. We're very proud of them. They're your friends, they're your neighbors, they're glad to know you, and they want you to be glad to know them too. I'm Rob, and this is what makes us comfortable, not corporate.
Back with you in the top of the fifth inning. A couple of changes for Klamath Union here in the inning as Chase Connect is off the mound for the Pelicans. We're going to have Donnie Jones come in and pitch for Klamath Union. That puts Connect at second. Former second baseman Everett has moved over to third, and Quaylar is exiting the game, and those are your changes for Klamath Union. It's going to be Carson Sims to bat for Henley, and he'll do so with Ian Meyer at first and Mark Carpenter at third. And for Sims this season, the freshman made the team for the Hornets this year, but Sims batting .375 and 1 RBI this season. Could add to that total here. Sims will take ball one. Jones on the mound for Klamath Union. Get you some numbers on Jones here. He has worked 7 2/3 innings and just hit Sims on the helmet, and so a free pass there. Moves Meyer to second, and the bases are loaded for Thomas Bakke. Back to Jones. 7 2/3 innings pitched. This is his 6th appearance of the season. He's 1-0 in decisions this year with an ERA of 12.52. Bakke lofts up the first pitch he sees behind home plate. Safford underneath it and dives for it, can't make the catch. And that will be an eventful strike number one. Tough play for a catcher to make. Safford's a good one, but there's just so much spin on that, and especially you're looking up at Kiger Stadium, the grandstands go so high. It's just a hard play to make, and just to get a glove on it at all is impressive. The pitch to Bakke hit foul. A 2-strike count now to the Henley first baseman. Ball and 2 strikes to Bakke is the count. Jones trying to wiggle out of this bases-loaded jam with 2 outs. And he will throw a ball there, 2-2 to Bakke. On deck is Corbin Hamilton and Ryan Douglas to follow. Bases loaded in a 2-2 count. In the dirt, count runs full. Now things are interesting. Sims is a speedy guy on first. So with everyone likely on the move here in a 3-2 count with 2 outs, a base hit could score all 3 runs. Bakke in with the approach. He's going to call time before this pitch. Oh, count 2-2. My apologies. Well, I suppose realistically that doesn't change the wheels over there on first, although he won't get a head start. The 2-2. That one is hit shallow right field. And it'll be the first baseman, Glidden, to make the catch and leave the bases loaded. But the Hornets do score 2 in the inning on 3 base hits. They lead 10-0 as we go to the bottom half of the 5th on 104.3 and 960 Sports and mybasin.com.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see 2 things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys, and I want to see my high school. And those are the 2 memories that stick out the most to me.
Back with you on 104.3 and 960 Sports and mybasin.com. Henley baseball in the bottom of the 5th inning, leading over Klamath Union. Due up this half for the Pels, it'll be Chase Connect, Jamar Quaylar, and Jack Everett. Now, apologies for those of you watching on mybasin.com. Having a little bit of an issue with the scoreboard, but we'll get that fixed for you probably after this half inning or so. First pitch is taken for a strike on Chase Connect. The score is 10-0, and Henley leads. Bo Pyle delivers the 0-1, called a strike. Connect had to dance out of the way of that one, scooted away from the plate, but called strike 2 anyway. Pyle delivers the 0-2, taken low for ball 1. Count 1 and 2 to Connect. And he takes strike 3 called. Pyle with another strikeout, 2 in a row dating back to last inning, and 6 total on the game. So that will bring up Jamar Quaylar. The pitch swung on and missed. 0-1 the count to Jamar. So far today, he is 0 for 1, was one of the aforementioned strikeout victims from earlier in the contest. Takes a hack at that one and comes up empty. Now 0-2, the count to Quaylar. And the pitch. Taken high, 1-2. The pitch. Taken, strike 3 called. Pyle back-to-back Ks to start this inning, 3 in a row. And now there's 2 outs. The Pelicans down to their final out of this ball game. Again, this is the first of 2, a doubleheader today from Kiger Stadium. Hope you stick with us throughout both games today. The first pitch from Pyle to Jack Everett from the windup. Swung on and missed. Everett a bit tardy on the fastball. The 0-1 as Pyle kicks and fires. Again, elevated fastball. Everett late for it, and now the Pelicans down to their final strike of this opening ball game. Here's the pitch. Taken, strike 3. Pyle strikes out the side. And that will do it for this ball game. Henley leads and wins 10-0. We'll be back on 104.3 and 960 Sports and mybasin.com. Wrap this one up for you and prepare for Game 2. Leave it right here.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play